Sisters Powder and Vi find their parents dead among the bodies and the rubble of a battle on a bridge. They are taken in by Vander, the leader of the failed rebellion, as his own children. Years later, Vi and Powder rob a Piltover penthouse with their adopted brothers Milo and Clagger. Powder steals a set of magical crystals and accidentally shatters one. This causes an explosion that destroys a large portion of the building. Returning to the Undercity, the siblings encounter Deckard and his thugs. While they beat them in a fistfight, Powder is chased and loses the loot. Vander, now a community leader in Zaun, scolds the children for their carelessness and attempts to smooth things over with Grayson, the sheriff of the Enforcers, and her subordinate Marcus. Vi berates Milo for calling Powder a jinx and reassures her sister that things will get better. In the lowest parts of the Undercity, crime lord Silco extracts information from Deckard and tests a new mutagen known as Shimmer on a rat together with Singed, a Zonite scientist. The crystals that Powder stole turn out to belong to Jace Tallis, a student at Piltover's academy. Piltover's ruling council has him testify about using illegal equipment in insentient experiments. As a child, Jace was saved by arcane magic and believes it can be a new resource for Piltover's evolution. The Academy expels him when he admits the magical nature of the experiments, and his research is ordered to be destroyed. On the verge of suicide, his beliefs are renewed when Victor, the disabled assistant of the Academy's professor Heimerdinger, offers to help him. In Zaun, Marcus pressures Vander to reveal the true culprits of the robbery, while the Zonites pressure him to fight back against the interference of the Enforcers. He chooses to keep his family safe and remain neutral, leaving Som unsure of his leadership. Vi decides to turn herself in. Meanwhile, Silco manipulates Deckard into swallowing a vial of Shimmer. Vander stops Vi from turning herself in, offering himself to Grayson instead. However, Silco intervenes and captures Vander after a heavily mutated Deckard kills Grayson and her men, sparing only Marcus. Vi, Milo, and Clagger go to rescue Vander, leaving Powder alone. In Piltover, Jace and Victor secretly work with the crystals under the discretion of Counselor Mel Medarda and invent Hextech, a new arcane technology. It's revealed that Vander betrayed Silco in the past and tried to drown him. In the Undercity, the siblings reach Vander but are cut off by Silco. Vi fights off Silco's thugs but is badly beaten by Deckard. In attempting to save her, Powder causes an explosion with the stolen crystals, killing Clagger and Milo. Vander, wounded by Silco, takes Shimmer, kills Deckard, and saves Vi before dying. In her grief, Vi hits Powder, calls her a jinx, and walks away. Seeing Silco approach Powder, Vi attempts to return to her but is ambushed and captured by Marcus. Believing Vi abandoned her, Powder breaks down in Silco's arms. He embraces Powder and tells her we'll show them all. Several years later, Piltover prospers with Jace's Hextech technology and celebrates its 200th anniversary on a holiday called Progress Day. Jace initially hopes to reveal his and Victor's latest gemstone device at the ceremony, but decides not to after Heimerdinger warns him of its potential dangers. Elsewhere, Powder, now a teenager going by the name of Jinx, works for Silco, who she views as a surrogate father. She helps him smuggle materials, mainly Shimmer, into Piltover. A job goes awry when the Firelights and Undercity gang interfere. While fighting, Jinx briefly mistakes a Firelight for Vi and has a violent breakdown. Caitlin, an enforcer and Jace's childhood friend, investigates what happened. Attempting to repair her damaged reputation with Silco, Jinx steals Jace's gemstone and sets off an explosion that kills 6 enforcers. Jace is given a Piltover council seat to protect their people from the stolen gemstone. Looking for information, Caitlin travels to Stillwater prison and encounters an adult Vi who has been imprisoned there by Marcus. Using forged paperwork, Caitlin releases Vi from prison because of her knowledge of the Undercity and works with her to find Silco. Meanwhile, it's revealed that Marcus was promoted to sheriff with Silco's help. In exchange, Marcus allows Shimmer to be smuggled and blames the Progress Day bombing and robbery on the Firelights. Jinx refuses to work on the new Hextech gemstones because of the trauma of killing her family with a similar device. In response, Silco takes her to the river where Vender tried to drown him and tries to convince Powder to accept her new identity as Jinx via a baptism. Back in Piltover, Counselor Medarda starts a romantic relationship with Jace while helping him navigate the complex political sphere he now finds himself in as a counselor. Meanwhile, Victor's illness worsens and he grows increasingly desperate to find a cure through Hextech technology. Vi tracks down Silco's second-in-command, Civica, who reveals Jinx's relationship with Silco, a shock that allows Civica to stab her. Civica is injured by a rifle shot from Caitlyn, allowing the pair to escape. Meanwhile, Jinx manages to solve the Hextech and recreate a machine similar to Jace's to harness its power. Civica returns to Silco and informs him that Vi has returned. After Victor collapses in the lab from his illness, he and Jace begin to study the Hex Core, a new Hextech machine that reacts to organic matter and has the potential to cure it. Heimerdinger tries to have it destroyed due to its danger, prompting Jace to orchestrate his removal from the council. Victor approaches Singed, his childhood mentor, to help perfect the Hex Core. Silco, now aware of Vi's reappearance, orders Marcus to kill her and Caitlyn before they can resurface in Piltover. Marcus presents false proof that the Firelights were behind the attacks. Jace orders a bridge blockade to protect Piltover. Jinx interrogates Civica and learns of Vi's return. Vi and Caitlyn find a safe house in the lowest slums of Zon so Vi can recover from her fight with Civica. But Silco finds them after bribing the local addicts with Shimmer. After escaping, the pair notice the blue smoke from a flare Vi gave Jinx before their ill-fated mission to rescue Vender years ago, and the sisters reunite. However, Caitlyn's presence triggers Jinx's mistrust. The Firelights intervene, steal the gemstone, and kidnap Caitlyn and Vi. Jinx, left behind, screams in despair. The Firelights' leader is actually Vi and Powder's childhood friend Echo, now a gruff and battle-hardened warrior. After Vender's death, Silco took over the Undercity and made the populace dependent on Shimmer. The Firelights have been leading efforts to thwart him and rehabilitate addicts. Echo warns Vi that Powder is gone and only Jinx remains, something Vi refuses to accept. Meanwhile, Singed provides Victor with a variant of Shimmer. Jace's blockades increase unrest between the two cities. Victor decides not to tell Jace about using Shimmer to enable the Hex Core to modify his failing body after Jace accidentally insults Victor's Undercity heritage. Caitlyn convinces Echo to return the gemstone to Piltover, but Vi parts ways with them to find Jinx. Marcus stops Echo and Caitlyn at the blockade, shoots Echo, and prepares to kill Caitlyn. Seeing this, Vi runs back to help her. Envious of Caitlyn, Jinx detonates robotic insects on the bridge, killing Marcus and his enforcers. Echo and Jinx face off as Vi and an injured Caitlyn flee to Piltover. Echo bests her in a fight but hesitates to deliver the final blow, allowing Jinx to detonate a grenade near them. Silco finds the heavily injured Jinx in the explosion's aftermath and sees that she managed to steal back the gemstone. He takes her to Singed to heal her wounds. As Jinx endures Singed treatment, she hallucinates that it is Vi and Caitlyn inflicting the pain. He injects her with Shimmer, turning her eyes violet. Meanwhile, Mel's mother arrives in Piltover following the assassination of Mel's brother and attempts to prepare her for the brewing war with Zon. While trying to help the locals of Zon, Heimerdinger encounters Echo, who injured his leg, escaping from Jinx's grenade. Meanwhile, Victor succeeds in healing his body through the Hex Core and is able to run for the first time. However, further experimentation results in the death of his childhood friend and assistant Skye. After failing to convince the council to intervene against Silco, Vi abandons Caitlyn and partners with Jace to take down Silco's Shimmer factories. Armed with Hextech weaponry, they defeat a group of Shimmer-enhanced soldiers, but Jace accidentally kills a child worker. After returning home, Caitlin is kidnapped by Jinx. The child's death makes Jace realize the potential cost of intra-city war. He brokers a peace treaty with Silco, offering Zaun's independence in exchange for Jinx. Echo reveals his hideout to Heimerdinger. Feeling guilty over the death of Skye, Victor makes Jace promise to destroy the Hex Core. Meanwhile, Silco laments choosing between Zaun and Jinx, who overhears him. After beating Civica in a fight, Vi is abducted by Jinx. She, Silco, and Caitlin awaken restrained in the warehouse where Vender died. Jinx gives Vi a pistol, telling her to choose between Caitlin and herself. Vi refuses and appeals to her childhood memories, causing Jinx to suffer a traumatic attack. Silco breaks free and shoots at Vi but misses, and Jinx guns him down. Silco reaffirms his paternal love for her before dying. Jinx, distraught, finally accepts her new identity and acknowledges that she and Vi have diverged. Jinx weaponizes the gemstone into a rocket launcher and fires at the Piltover Council as they approve Jace's proposal to grant Zaun independence.